Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, want to touch on this right here. Man, y'all got to forgive me back in the dark today because a little hot in this here office. And this is something that's very, very important. One of those situations where you really need to take inventory and be able to see where you at and how you move and what you're doing, what you got going on and really take that inventory and sit down with yourself. Look at the different situations in your life and see where you can be better, things you could do different. If you are a single man or single woman, make sure you visit datesintheapp.com. You'll see that right there in the bottom of this here screen. Get on over there, hop on, give us a shot. It is free to sign up, free to use. Do have a pro version as well, but that is going to be, Lord willing, the number one matchmaking site in the world. So for intentional daters. So tell every intentional single person you know, especially the men, the women ready. The women stay ready. The men, that's where we got to get ready. But we moving right along and we're gonna a lot of cool things gonna be going on with Destiny. So stay tuned. We're getting ready to start introducing the live master classes with Destiny. So if you're a member, if you on the site. So even if you single and you ain't ready to date, you still could create an account and just be on there so you could partake in the other things like the teachings or any conferences or retreats or what have you. So hop on there. We're gonna have a singles retreat to Malta that'll be through Destiny and in 2027. So get on there. And what we try to do with those singles retreats is have the same amount of men and women, if possible. And if not, the conversation is skewed a little bit, but it's still good networking. Now, here are the 7 red flags. This is 7 red flags that women keep excusing. And this is so important because this is something that is kind of, these things are, to me, it almost feels innate for us as men, but I know to a degree it could be learned behavior. It could just be social stigmas. It could be things that we pick up over time. I don't fully understand why we are the way we are. And that's what makes me think that a portion of it is innate. Like we made this way, we born this way. But for some reason at the same time, I do believe some of this stuff is developed over time. And it's a very real thing. Now, the first red flag that we're going to touch on is inconsistent communication. Every time I say this, I see a woman in the comments that say, Tony, I don't want to talk to somebody every day for an hour. And none of us do at this day and age because we have the internet. So when I created that y'all need to talk every day for an hour, we didn't have Instagram. We didn't have streaming networks. We didn't have those things. So it was a bit different because you had less distraction. And y'all forgive me. And so we didn't have that. And when I say an hour, that's really not a lot of time because you all you got 24 hours in a day. But what I mean by inconsistent communication is like the dope boys and the playboys and the guys with money might hit you up every other day. And the reason why we would hit you up every other day is because we would have 3, 4 women. So what women do, the mistake that women make is a man hitting you up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, And in that in between time, you missing them. You thinking about them. And you think he's sexy because you like, oh, he got a life, he got something to do. He's not chasing me, he's not all over me. Oh, so I. So you thinking he got all this right here going on and blase, and then he hit you up, and it's like, so you start to appreciate the time that he give you. And you thinking that that means something. You thinking like, oh, okay, you know, my man busy. My man busy. And that's what you thinking. But what you don't realize, when a man is inconsistent with communication, it's one or two things. One, he got other women. Two, he playing mind games. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It ain't nothing else. It ain't nothing else. Just like I tell y'all all the time. If Barack got time for Michelle, he got time for you. Like, point blank period. It ain't that much work to do in the world. Now it's times where I'm working and I'm all into it. I'm working all day, and it's one of those situations to where I'm working all day, and my wife, she texting me, and I'm tied up like right now. I'm texting my mama back, texting the landlord back in my office, and I'm working. So my wife texts me, y'all see me answer her. But if I ignored, if I just kept on working all the way through the video, I'm like this right here. I'm working right now. Then I got a meeting after this video. So I'll be back to back from video meeting. So if I don't respond to my wife and she texts me, I might not get a response for 2 hours. And then sometimes after that back to back, boom, got something else to do. Cause I'll be right back to another video, right back another video. So now I'm working, writing my blog, doing this, doing that, recording my little podcast, which I'll promote later. Y'all, I'm still recording. I'm giving some episodes in the hole first before I share it with you. But that's what you got to realize. Like, yes, there are such things as a man being busy, but he gonna have something to show for that business. House, car, something, degrees, like it's gonna be a reason, and you're gonna be able to tell why he's so busy. It's different. You dating a surgeon and you text him, he in surgery all day, and you text him, you ain't get no response. Like, okay, but he work a hard job outside or intense job on Wall Street, or he a jackhammer specialist out there on the construction site, or he work 8-12 hours. All right, yeah. But then right after that, right there, when he get in that car to drive home, if he's serious about you, he texting you. As soon as he get in that seat, he texting you. When he get in that car, he calling you. He want to talk to you. He might got to talk to his mama or something. She been blowing him up. He want to talk to you. Boom. Hey, need to talk to you. Y'all give me 1 second. Got to hit that coffee. So that's what you got to realize and understand. If let's say you need to decompress on the way home, because you're gonna have the red pill guys. Man, I need time to myself. Time to myself. So let's say he decompressing on the way home. He get to the house, boom, get him old shower. He picking up something to eat on the way home. Get home, sit down, either eat or take him a shower. After that, right there, now he calling you. So it ain't nobody that busy in the world to where you can. And I'm gonna tell you like right here, if a man don't call you every day, you need to go on about your business, because you're gonna end up catching something. You're gonna end up either you're gonna end up catching something, or that other woman gonna loosen them love nuts on your car, or she gonna go upside your head. because it's something else going on. When a man is about you and he intentional, you're gonna hear from him every day. The second red flag that women keep excusing is future faking. What y'all somebody made up the term future faking, and rightfully so, good future. But y'all love to hear a man tell you y'all gonna get married. Y'all gonna get married when he get his money right, when he get the degree, when he get this job, when he get that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, it's certain exceptions where I could believe it and it makes sense. And I'm like, okay, yeah, what they saying makes sense. What he's saying makes sense. And he got a point. That's a extenuating circumstance. That's a very rare circumstance. That's not common. But and what I want the men to understand is you want a woman who wants you where you at right now. Wherever you at right now, you ain't got that house, you ain't got that car, you ain't got the dream job, you ain't got the dream business. If she love you for who you are, and she want to get married because she don't want to be in fornication, or she want to get out of fornication, or she just want to know that you locked in and that you're not trying to use her as a placeholder until you get where you trying to go, and you using her for emotional and moral support, and then you get where you trying to go, then you're gonna leave her and do her how uh, Russell Wilson did his wife and left for the baddie, Sierra, how Torrey Roberts did his wife and left for the baddie, Sarah Jakes, how Keon Henderson did his wife and left for the baddie, Shawnee O'Neal. So it's like a lot of women are up against that, and they like, hold on, I'm watching these men out here level up. And then yes, we take, and every man want to blame the woman and be like, oh, Russell Wilson wife had an ugly laugh, she was a narcissist. We want to blame the woman, but it's like, no, he chose her. The man chose that woman. But then when the opportunity for the baddie come, it's a lot of men that's leaving a woman and going and getting another woman. And so that's where women starting to get worried about that and be like, man, what if this man just he want me to be with him in the struggle season? And the crazy thing about it is, even if y'all get married, you still ain't got no guarantee, because now you see even pastors and faith men of faith is going through divorces. So it's like, okay, don't nobody care about divorce no more. It's like, Buffett, get this divorce, ooh, moving on. And so it's like, you ain't trapping a man just because he a man of God and read the Bible every day. You ain't trapping him. He will divorce you. He will divorce you. And so you have to have a timeline in your mind. You don't have to get a man a timeline. Now, I have heard women give the man a timeline and say, hey, we've been together 4 years. At year 5, if we ain't married, I'm gone. I'm moving on with my life. So yes, people do that. People do that. It's Russian roulette. It's a gamble. It's up to you. All I've heard from men on that side is, she making me marry her. I don't want to be made to do nothing. I feel like she forcing my hand. I feel like I'm only doing it because she making me do it. I want to do it on my time. I want to do it when I'm ready. That can build resentment, and it can make him want to get back at you. But at the same time, now, there are some men who they just so socially awkward. They so just out of touch. They so out of tune with like love and relationships that they be needing that push. They be needing that. So you got to know who you dealing with. If you dealing with this strong, cocky, confident man, you ain't got to tell him what no timeline is. If you dealing with this guy who he never had a girlfriend before, like never had a relationship, serious relationship, might even be a virgin, he may need some hand holding. He may need you to kind of show him the timeline and let him know, like, listen, this what I'm willing to work on. If we don't know by this time right here, we ain't meant to be. If you don't know by month 24, month 36, month 48 that I'm yours, we don't need to be. And that's totally fine. Like that's okay for you to state that, because at the end of the day, what you got to realize is it's your life too. A lot of time people be like, oh, well, a woman shouldn't tell a man when she want to get married. A woman shouldn't have no ultimatum. A woman shouldn't have no timeline, but it's your life too. It is your life too. And I'm gonna tell y'all men, because this was hard today. What's hard today is to get a woman to marry you when you ain't financially where you need to be. That's what's hard. Cause y'all older now. Y'all 35, y'all 40, y'all 30, y'all whatever. Like I met my wife, I was 21 years old. I was 21 years old. So man, I was older than her. You know, I'm 2 grades older than her. So I had a little bit of leverage right there being 2 grades older. But so I think maybe she could have been a freshman. I was a junior. I don't know. Oh no, she could have been a sophomore. No, was she a freshman? I was a I had finished my junior year. So I was in my yeah, she was a sophomore and I was in my senior year, basically. My senior year, well, supposed to be my senior year, my 4th year of college, which I thought my senior year, but I ain't never finished. And so could have locked in and finished, y'all. Right there at the door. Man, ain't know how to be no student without being a football player. It was my first time in my life being a student without being an athlete. I dropped out of college that first semester without football. Went in the streets, man. I went and moved me a little bit of weight up the street. And so I had a little bit of leverage right there. And I just had a aura and a swag. I had confidence because I wasn't new to women, knew my way around a woman. And my wife, she had one serious relationship, like one boyfriend. And other than that, just like little play stuff. And I could tell it. I could tell it. She was not no savant when it comes to love and relationships. And I just had something that the other guy she hadn't dealt with didn't have. And so it was one of those situations of I had a little bit of leverage and we were so young. What y'all boys is up against today, y'all are waiting so long to get a woman and you're not focusing enough on your business, on your grind, on your hustle, and you're not getting in the right financial position. And so it's creating an insecurity within you and it's leading you to doing scam courses online or doing scam Forex or scam this, scam that, and PPP and scam business credit flips and all kind of scams instead of just getting in your bag, figuring out your gifts, your purpose, your calling, and running you something up. You worry about the wrong thing and you spending too much time on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok instead of running a bag up. And then you go into this woman and she don't want you because you live with your mom, you don't have a car, or one or the other. You got a car, but you're still living with your mom, or you live with your homeboy, you got a roommate, you can't afford to pay your own rent, and stuff like that, or one or the other. Like you going half on your rent, going half on a car, but got a roommate. And the state of men is bad right now. Like women get out there. I'm seeing a lot of women get out there and be on their own 23, 24 years old. And yeah, still a lot of women live with their parents too. But how is a man gonna lead and provide if he can't afford an apartment and a car? And to be honest with you, that's the sad thing about society. And that's what I want women to be mindful of. Like, as I'm thinking about all of the young folks I know, like, Nobody got their own place. When I think about every person I know under the age of 30, nobody got their own place. Like I got a couple of clients got their own place, but at least they tell me that, but I don't know if that's true. But most people under 30 live with a roommate or live with a family. Some people over 30 and under 40 live with a family member or a roommate. And that is how expensive our world is. So I want women to be mindful of that when you meet a man, don't have these unrealistic expectations of, oh, you're supposed to be here, you're supposed to be here, when you see this economy out here and you see how much stuff costs. So like let's I mean, if you get you a good job, what's that? $24 an hour times 40, that's 960 times 4. You making 3,800 before taxes. That's before taxes. So if we take off just a minimum, let's take off 650. Boom, you at 3,190. But guess what? They holding SSI and all the other little stuff they be holding out of there. Let's say that's another 15%. That's another 650 coming off of there. You at 2,500 done. And that's $24 an hour. You at $2,500. You know how much my mother-in-law place costs that I pay for? $2,400. It's a 2-bedroom though, so I mean you don't need that, but that leave, if you paying that rent right there, that leave with $140. And guess what? That's before car note, gas, grocery, lights, water, internet, phone bill, insurance, car insurance, life insurance. That's before all of that. You up a creek off $24 an hour. So guess what? You got to get to $48 an hour just to be comfortable. Who making $48 an hour? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the world we living in. And when I got my mother-in-law that place was $1,900. The next year, they went up to $2,400. Who income went up that much? None. Nobody. To God be the glory. I was able to afford it. They probably had to doggone look me up and saw, oh, we got that man on a special. And it man out here got money. But they bumped that thing up $500. Like if your rent people come to you and they say, hey, your rent going up $500, what you finna tell them? That's how the people did. I need to call Attorney Ben Crump when he get done with this case. And y'all, Nolan Wells will kill. I just heard a former judge out of Mississippi. I've listened to your video, brother. If you see this here video, he live in Atlanta now. I don't know how he living his life or what happened, because he said he was just a judge for 6.5 years. So I don't know what went on with him. But with the facts that brother had laid out there, that Nolan Wells was at a pool party at 1:00 in the morning, and that one of the friends was found with his phone. One of the friends had his phone and the text message was deleted. That young man was killed. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, y'all need to save us some vacation time. Because if they try to say ain't nobody guilty, we got to go to Mississippi in March. We got to get outside that courthouse. So save up your vacation time, save all that up, because we got to go out there and make some noise. We got to go out there and get that overturned. Go out there, and if you in Mississippi right now, you need to tell everybody you know, hey, they try to say ain't nobody guilty in this Nolan thing, we shutting down all Mississippi support. We finding a black-owned grocery store. We going to that grocery store and that grocery store only. Or we gonna pool our money together and open us a grocery store. And that's where we getting our grocery, or we're going to order our grocery from Amazon. Order our grocery from Amazon. We ain't doing no eating out. We ain't doing no shopping out. We ordering everything from Amazon. From outside of the state of Mississippi. It's coming in from a distributor of Amazon. Don't go to no restaurants. Don't go to no grocery stores. Don't go to no mall, none of that. Shut it down. Every single black person in the state of Mississippi, go ahead and tell every black person you know in Mississippi, hey, join this here group chat, cause we finna make them feel this economically. And so, yeah, that young man was killed. I'll do a separate video about that. Now, the third red flag that a lot of women is putting up with and keep excusing is sexual pressure. Now, that is a very real one, and we ain't got to spend too much time there. That's a very real one. You know that's gonna happen unless the man a virgin or he abstinent for whatever reason. You know that sexual pressure is gonna come. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here: he's not dumb. He's not dumb. He's not stupid. He's not slow. You could talk to him and just let him know, like, listen. I need you to think about this outside of your thing that's in your pants. I need you to step outside of your thing, and I need you to understand something. You keep asking me to sleep with you. Do you think you're the only man in the world? So if I sleep with you and me and you don't work out, don't you realize the next man gonna want to do the same thing? Don't you realize the 10 men before you want to do the same thing? I don't sleep around. I'm not sleeping with you because you do not have a commitment to me. We are not a couple. We not married. I have no assurance from you. Yet my life can be on the line. Where's your STD test? Have you gave me an STD test? And listen, that with this stance right here, you ain't got to yell, you ain't got to curse, but you finna run all the jokers off. You finna run all them bombs off. Every bomb, you running them off. Like, the man that's gonna stay, he want to drink your dirty bath water. That's the only kind of man gonna stay. When you go to talking to him and you going to spend them fights, putting that knowledge, putting that mirror in his face, because see, as men, we don't think about that. We think about us and our needs and what we want, but we don't think about that we one of a million men. And if you give in to us on the first night, first week, third week, first month, if you give in to us on the first month, we don't think about the fact until we ready to judge you. We don't think about the fact that that's 12 men a year. You giving us in the first 2 weeks, we don't think about the fact that that's 26 men a year. Men don't be processing that when they be expecting and literally be expecting with their whole chest for a woman to open her legs on the third date. And that's week 1, week 2. So as a woman, you got to put the mirror in his face and you got to help him understand what he's asking you to do. Because as men, what we got to realize, when we ask a woman to sleep with us, we asking her to get pregnant. We asking her to catch gonorrhea, chlamydia. We asking her to catch herpes, genital warts, HIV. We asking her to put her life on the line. We asking her to catch a spiritually transmitted disease. We asking her to form a soul tie. Like, a lot of times as men, we don't process what we asking a woman when we asking her to open her legs. And that's what women don't realize, what you are receiving in you. Like, and a lot of y'all get hot under the collar and you get turned on and you end up having unprotected, and y'all having unprotected all the time. You literally playing Russian roulette. You putting your entire life on the line. And that is something in 2026 that you have to be smarter than. Like 15 years ago, I could give you an excuse for being dumb. But today, with all the knowledge we got, with all the stuff that's out here, you can't be that dumb. You got to do better. You cannot be that dumb. You need to get you some baby powder and put it in that hand and slap the mess out yourself. You need to slap fire from yourself. You out here having unprotected sex in 2026. You ought to be shot in the big toe. You out here doing that. That is foolish. You got a death wish. You trying to die. That's the last thing you want to do is live. You ready to die. That you is crazy. All this that we got going on out here. We just Doggone Elton Island, you don't know where that man been at, where that thing been at. You let that thing go and you unprotected, that thing might got an alien in it. That thing might have donkey sickle cell. You don't know what that man shooting in you. That thing got a mutation in there. That man might have a tapeworm he's shooting in you. Tapeworm got rabies in it. Like, listen, you crazy. These men is literally shooting demons into you. And you laying down there with your head back and your eyes closed and your legs open, you sleep with a man that's not your husband, ma'am, you're stupid. And cause dumb and dumber, he dumb and you dumber, because he making the choice to come on to you, and then you receiving him. You are the confirmation. You the one that's got the power to say yes or no. So you got to be the smarter of the two, because he dumb to want to do it. You letting him do it, you'd make you dumber, dumb and dumber. Y'all having premarital sex in 2026. That's the dumbest thing in the world. We got over 50,000 species of STDs out here. The amount of strand of STDs out here, you out your rabbit mind. Man, listen, you wouldn't be able to touch me with a 10-foot pole if I was out here single and dating. I ain't even kissing you. We're going out there to that clinic. You hear me? We're going to that clinic together. We sitting right in there holding hands down there to the clinic. Got to figure out everything, because once I figure out what you got, now I need to know, is do I want that? Am I ready and willing to get that what you got? That trigonometry you carrying around? Got to make a choice. I need a informed decision. I need to be trauma informed, because you're not finna dupe me. Put that thing on me. Absolutely not. Have me seeing out of one eye, out here talking with the cocaine twist and the one eye open. These diseases these people out here got, they got new strands of the diseases. They ain't got no name for these diseases these people got. That's where that parasite come from. That parasite probably come from sexually transmitted. The one that's giving y'all that explosive diarrhea. That's what that is. Y'all better wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Y'all, let me hit that coffee real quick. Now, the next thing that 7 red flags women keep excusing is financial irresponsibility. And that's something that I would say every man. I remember my cousin told me, he's like, "Cuz I ain't never seen a woman know how to manage no money. I never seen a man know how to manage money." And I'll be honest with y'all, I still don't know how to manage money. Like I still spend every dime. I be going through all kind of finances, like be forgetting all kind of stuff. So that is something to where, but what you got to realize about the financial responsibility is it's a lack of knowledge. It's also a character flaw, but it's not as detrimental as something that will directly harm you. I think the mistake that humans make, because we see a marriage like a business decision, is we put more emphasis on somebody's credit score than we do on a character score. So somebody could be bad with money just because they don't worship money, they don't have like a relationship with money. It's just money. It's like water. It flows, it comes and goes. But that's totally different than somebody trying to drop angling off in you. And so, yes, you need to get that together. And I just heard a motivational speaker talk about it the other day, how he was just terrible, terrible, terrible with money. But his woman was good with money, and she had a system. And once he got into her system with the finances, he was able to level up and run a bag up. And so that's the thing. Typically, one person gonna be good, the other one gonna be bad. My wife is good with her money, and bad with our money, because she see our money as I'm out here earning it, and so she'll spin up. But when she get her money, she she could say, I'm talking about could say like a mug, boy, good with her money. But if I'm gonna spend money, oh, she gonna let me spend because she know I work, and she know that I go out and do what it take to get that money back. And so that's a different thing. But you want to pay attention to it. And what I mean by financially irresponsible is you got to know what you about to get into. So if he is a gambling addiction, if he got a Mercedes Benz that's brand new, stay clean, but he live with his mom, he paying $1,000 a month for a car note, but barely don't even make but 2,000 a month, stuff like that. He got a Rolex or iStyle watch that he done spent 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. He save up money for 10 years and then spend it all on a necklace, stuff like that. Live in the casino or live on the gambling apps. You got to pay attention to that stuff, and you got to know what you're getting into, because you could be out of house and home. Now, the fifth thing, red flag that women keep excusing, y'all got to forgive me, I got to call in 19 minutes, is anger disguised as passion. Now, that's something that you really have to be mindful of, because whatever you experience before marriage will be tripled after marriage. So that little bit of yelling, that little bit of bowing up, that little bit of Mr. Tough Guy getting in your face, getting a stern voice, cussing at you, acting like he cares so much. He like that because he cares so much for you. He acting like that because he love you so much. No, shut it down. Shut it down. Listen, Playboy, I don't care. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what you thinking. Whatever you thinking, whatever you got going on, Playboy, calm that down. Take that bass out your voice. Don't be talking to me like no bassel. Shut it all the way down, because all that right there, all that air in that chest will lead to you getting choked out. You will be getting choked out after you get married. So you got to shut that down and get that. The sixth thing is a lack of accountability. So as a human, and this male and female, but just coming from what the men doing, we got to be able to admit when we're wrong. We got to be able to admit when we're wrong and apologize. And so if a man is never wrong, if he always lighten you up, it's always your fault. He never could say sorry and all of that, you got an issue. It's a problem. So you need to be able to recognize and realize. And then lastly, the seventh thing is emotional immaturity. So when you see that this man has no emotional regulation, no emotional intelligence, he's always the victim, he always pouting, he always complaining, he always, woe is me, he always this going on, that going on, and just going through all the time. You always coddling him, you always got to baby him, you always got to lift his chin up, hold his head up, always got to be rubbing his back, patting him on the back, and he's just like a big teddy bear, big baby. And he just doesn't have any emotional immaturity. You're going to be taking care of him for the rest of your life. And he's not going to be able to tough it out. He's a mama's boy, or he got a mama wound, a mama void. And you got to be able to speak life into him. Like, you got to be able to speak life into him. Because one thing I want y'all to realize, a lot of them say, oh, Tony, that's too much work. Oh, Tony, we shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to do that. You ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. But if you want anything outside of that in life, you're going to have to work for it. Point blank, period. So it don't matter about what you don't want to do and what you don't think you should have to do. You're going to have to do it, if you want it. You're not gonna meet a perfect ready man. So he gonna exhibit all of these things I said, and you got to be able to call a spade a spade. You got to be able to speak truth to power, and then he got to be able to change. And if he unwilling to change, then you got to be willing to walk. But we all capable of change. Everything I just said, except for inconsistent communication, I pretty much did. And so, but my wife checked me every step of the way. She checked, don't try me like that. I don't know. Get out my room. Trying to sleep with me. I told you I ain't ready to sleep with you. Like, she checked me across the board. She checked. And that was it. And then even now, like, she tried to work with me on financial irresponsibility, and, not spending it, not spending that, and stuff like that. So, like, she tried to help me with it. And it just, I don't always listen, but she tried to help me with it. So I say that to say, you got to realize and understand, you're going to have to address the situations now. But the thing is when you address it, you might be the first woman who has ever addressed it. His mama don't even address. A lot of women coddle and baby their sons. So 90% of women don't raise a son to be a husband. Whether she's a single mom or she in a relationship, 90% of women baby and coddle their sons. And so they setting their daughter-in-law up for failure because the son is so lazy and so demanding and want so much done for him because that's what his mama did, and he don't realize that his wife ain't his mama. He don't realize that his wife is his teammate. They equal partners. So men come into a relationship and they looking for a do girl because mama was a do girl. Mama did everything. Like yesterday, we brought the food home. My 12-year-old, I about to take the food in, and wife was like, "Yeah, I get out and make Tatum a little plate." And it's like, Tatum 12, he can make his own plate. It might look a little messy. He might drip a little, sauce somewhere, but make his own plate. But that's just mama, taking care of her baby and still seeing him as a baby. He 12 years old. My wife, she still tuck him in every night. She cherished that. She hold on to that. But guess what? It could end up harming you. And it's like, yeah, you give them the love or whatever. You give them that love. And I said something to her the other night. I was like, hey, how long you be walking in the bed now? But they go in there and I think for her, it's more so of a situation like this her last go round. She don't want number 3. It's her last go round and it's hard. So for me as a man, I can't just overstep because I'm not no woman. I didn't carry the child. I ain't push the child out. I'm not with the child as much as she is. So I can't overstep my boundaries and just be like, oh no, don't do this. And that's also an issue is a lot of times as with men, we raise our sons so cold that they don't know how to be warm. We want them to be so tough, so fast that they don't know how to be affectionate. They don't know how to be loving. And so it's a fine line. It's a balance, and to each their own. Your opinion don't matter for somebody else's household. So keep it to yourself and do what you feel is best for your household. Touch your nose, scratch your booty, get glad. And so, but that's what I realize. And I know it's a natural progression. It'll come to where, okay, boom, 12 and a half, 13. Now it's like, all right, hey, I'm going to bed, y'all. Just like our older son. And things will shift. But that's one of the situations that be happening to where how we raise boys and daughters. A lot of dads don't raise their daughter to be a wife, set their daughter up for failure. And dad be fully grown, fully paid, fully made, and got daughter feeling like life finna be made in the shade, laid in the shade. And she come to this man, and this man struggling, this man trying to get it, this man trying to make it, this man trying to get to where her daddy was. And she was daddy's little girl, and so she think the world is her oyster and anything she want. And that man got that doggone Financial Peace University on that Dave Ramsey plan with that cash in that envelope. And she like, what the world? What the world is this? Are you broke? My daddy ain't broke. My daddy do this. My daddy do that. This not your daddy. This your husband. Your husband ain't your daddy. Your daddy ran your mama through the ringer and then loved on you. I never forget, I was with two men that I had booked for a comedy show, and it was both of them had daughters, and they was like, hey, they say that this thing that say man love his daughter more than his wife. And both of them almost at the same time was like, that's true. Like, man, I love my daughter way more than I love my wife. They be like, I don't know why that is though. And I'm like, that's crazy how you could feel something and don't even know yourself. And I just sat there and I just listened. And they didn't realize is the reason why you love your daughter more than your wife because your daughter come from you. Your wife come from another man. Also, because you cheat on your wife. So your wife is your opponent, not your teammate. You ain't cheating on your daughter with another little girl, buying the other little girl baby dolls and school clothes and shoes and all of that behind your daughter back. But that's what you're doing behind your wife back. So that's why you love your daughter more, because you're not in partnership with your wife. You're not in love with your wife. Your wife is your opponent. Your wife is who you trying to deceive, manipulate, cheat on, lie to. So you can't even fall in love with your wife because that's your op. Because you've chosen to make her a op because you're a cheater, because you're a liar, because you're a manipulator. But your daughter, you're 100% pure with her. You're 100% real with her. You're 100% loving with her. You give her a soft life. You make her life easy. And that's the same life you're supposed to give your wife. And so that's what we got to realize. And you got to have this introspection in your life. And you got to be real. Like every man gonna have to put up with stuff from a woman. Every woman gonna have to put up with stuff from a man. And we gotta talk to each other, call each other out, hold one another feet to the fire, speak truth to power, be real, be raw, be relatable, be relevant. And then you got to move on if the person is unwilling to change and unwilling to grow. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. Keep your head up. Keep going. All the important links in the description. We getting ready to shift into from the boys summer program to their support during the year, supporting them in their tutoring, their training, and things of that. Thank y'all so much for your support. You'll see Tony Gaskins Academy. To all the singles, make sure you get on Destiny. We moving right along. We done crossed 1,000 members in which really was about 7 days. So that's a blessing. So we're going to keep building this thing to where we got enough matches. When you get on there, if you don't get a match, that's just because it's not connecting you with just anybody. It's very highly tuned, highly trained. So it's only going to connect you with quality matches. So y'all got to understand, you have to shift your mindset. This is not Tinder. This is not Bumble. This is not Hinge. It's not one of those apps to where it's just going to throw anybody to you. So the same way you've been single all these years, you might get on Destiny and be single for a month, 2 months, could be 3 months. We hope not, but we also still building it too and getting more people on there. So when you come on there, just get on there on the free version. You don't have to immediately sign up. You get on, pay for the pro, get on there on the free version till you ready to do the pro version. And then you wait till you get you a match. But I'm building it every single day. So stay tuned, stay locked in, stay focused. Got us a post going out today on an account that got 1.1 million followers, and they get some pretty decent interaction. So we'll have some new people joining y'all here shortly. But God bless you. Keep your head up, keep going, and we will be in touch.